Got to get that countdown clock.
Oh yeah, I'll do something for you.
All right, just give us like 5 minutes and 2 minutes.
2, 1. Hold up, it's still loading. And we're live.
Well, hello, somebody. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Fave Favorite, and we're back right here at Loyola. Beautiful cameras at Loyola. It's Mardi Gras week, baby, and we in here. Shouts out to ESPN Baton Rouge, 104.5 FM for picking up the show. And look, CL, we the first New Orleans crew to give New Orleans news in Baton Rouge, so this is a great start. We want to take this time for sure to thank our sponsors as well. Our sponsor for this segment is Small Sliders Marrero, baby. In Marrero. 1635 Barataria Boulevard. Y'all make sure y'all make y'all way down there. Say Big Fave sent us over here. Get you some party packs. And definitely head over to Small Sliders in Marrero. And I happen to have a GM as a co-host, right? A lot of people don't have that privilege. I mean, this guy calls the shots for most of the teams, really, but he loves the beloved New Orleans Saints. We got CL Nola in the building. Definitely. CL, man, we got a lot to get into today, don't we?
It is carnival time. We must start off with that. You know, we're inside the studio right now, but outside it's a mayhem. It's a madhouse, and it's beautiful. We had beautiful weather today. Maybe not so much great tomorrow. But it was a blessing today, the great Lundi Gras, as they say, Lundi Gras.
And so much is different, too, because, like, we on the Loyola in the St. Charles, y'all,
right.
So it's a little quiet, you know, school's out, they're on their spring breaks, but...
No, they down the street. They down St. Charles.
Most of them down the street, up the street. I'm telling y'all, about 4 or 5 blocks from here, it is pandemonium. And here's another thing, too, y'all. Tomorrow the parades are cut a bit short.
Yeah.
So we won't be able to have that. How could I say this? We won't be able to have the full day like we usually have.
Right.
We used to Mardi Gras shutting down at 12. You know, and it's going.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, there's so much time in the day of Mardi Gras because we wake up early. We all know Zulu run early. So to catch Zulu, you got to get out there early. And you realize you can do 2 things in one day. You could catch it on St. Charles, and then you could catch it downtown. Well, unfortunately, Zulu will be stopping at Poitras, so there won't be a downtown this year. So you definitely, and it pushed the time up earlier, so you got to get up and really catch it uptown. So I think uptown is going to be on fire from about 7 noon. It's about 7 to noon.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I made a decision that I'm not going to do any parades tonight. I'm straight up.
Save your legs.
After the age of 35 is real. So I got to reserve that for in the morning if I plan on going to Zulu. I know a couple of people that might be going to Zulu. We got some special guests that's going to be joining us on today's show. Later on in the show, we'll be joined by Tulane's defensive tackle, Eric Hicks, getting ready for his pro day. Green Wave in the building. He's going to be our first guest up. And then we have local influencer, De Niro. He's going to sit down and talk to us about some of the things. He did the M-Line event a couple weeks ago to kick this Mardi Gras season off. But let's kick off this show to talk about the Combine.
Come on.
And I want to specify, I want to stick to LSU. We'll go around the state. CL loves to talk about Colorado. So we'll definitely, go into some of those performances as well. But one guy that stood out and impressed this go around, CL, is Will Campbell. The guy interviewed well this week. He ran I think he ran like a 1.79 or something like that, 10, because that's what they look for with the line. And he ran a 4.98. Crazy, CL.
Well, he is the top tackle in this year's draft. So the numbers and dimensions for him is anticipated between me and the rest of the NFL. And certain guys are gonna get to the combine and they're gonna test out. A lot of times we think that it is true talent, but in today's NFL, in today's world, these gentlemen work on combine drills. They whole life. Think about it. Why would I wait till it's time for me to go to the combine to practice my 40? They've been doing the 40 since they was 10 years old. So I think everybody is more prepared, more tunnel vision wise when it comes to the combine, and when the guys get there, they just testing out. And Will Campbell is a great example.
Well, there's a couple things to point out, too. And if y'all are just tuning in, y'all are live with Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite. Got my co-host, Chris Lombard. We call him CL Nola, the GM. Y'all be sure to follow him on the social media at CL_Nola on Instagram. And y'all can follow me as well at BigFave504. Excuse me, on Instagram as well. We've been doing a lot of combine work here the last few weeks with Conquer Sports with our man E, and he'll be joining us later on in the show to talk about it. But CL, you made a good point about the 40-yard dash. Yeah, in the hood, we start practicing that in the street, just doing the regular race, because that's really all it is. But it really starts getting super technical when you start to prepare in college. Right. You might really get your first 40-yard dash time. Some guys might get it in high school, but for the most part, the 40-yard dash is ran later on. You know, well, we tested, you know, to get precision down.
Well, in today's NFL, we realize that the 40-yard dash is millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. You know, it can be the difference. A half a second, 100th of a second be the difference between first round money, second round money, third round money. Like it slots you. The combine, the 40, it slots you, and it gives GMs and scouts reasons to put you in that slot, which ultimately the higher slot you get, the more money you make. So the 40 is uber important, even for offensive and defensive linemen.
Man, CL, I'm on my phone right now, bro, because I'm really trying to. I'm just looking up like the best 40 times from the combine, 10s, not the full 40, the 10s. Okay. And I'm looking across the notes here, and what I see a lot of is for the D lineman, 1.7.
Oh yeah, they getting man.
O line 1.9, 1.8, very consistent. Like what Will Campbell did was huge, right? He was able to clock in at a 1.79. That's not a normal time. A split in at 10. So, in the beat, I'm going to just keep it $1 with y'all and all our viewers out there. The combine really boils down to, excuse me, early dinner, you know what I'm saying? The king cake. Hey, and at least that one didn't have a baby, and I ain't got to go buy another one. Hello. But this is really about your athletic ability.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what all of this really boils down to. Most of this stuff you won't ever do again. I say that because it is entertaining to watch, especially like in the last few years, because we've had a lot of defensive linemen, offensive linemen run crazy times. Like the average edge rusher or D-line or DN at the combine is 4.6, 4.4. Right. We've seen 4.5 consistently. Like I was watching some of the clips from the edge rushers. What's my guy from Tennessee, Pierce, James Pierce? I think he ran like a 4.4. Like it's crazy. We saw in the Super Bowl, we saw the young man from Georgia, right, Nolan Smith Jr. go crazy off the edge.
As far as the Super Bowl is concerned, we saw a couple of cats from Georgia go crazy on that defense.
The whole line. Let's just keep it $1. Yes, indeed.
We know that's Georgia East. You know, and they made a point, and shouts out to the Eagles, the champions. They made a point to follow the trend of getting all the defensive players, the impact defensive players, off of those Georgia championship teams, and what did that recover for them? A championship.
No doubt. And I'll tell you another thing too. And a couple of that they like Georgia was the team to beat for a while.
Two D tackles, two outside linebackers.
Decent play on offense, good coaching, excellent coaching. Shouts out to the old ball coach, Coach Kirby Smart, when he was at LSU. Speaking of LSU, I would be remiss if I would continue to not at least go inside the trenches, but on our side of the ball, right, the D-line.
Come on.
And talk about the Saints' new hire. Shouts out to the New Orleans Saints, the last two hires. OMG, it's been great. Mickey, baby, I see you. I see what you're doing.
They rocking with us now, Mickey.
Yes,
they rocking
indeed.
with us.
Listen, let me tell you something. For you and your junior GM over here, let me tell you. All right, here's what I'm going to say. Terry Joseph is a football coach.
Yes, he is.
Bo Davis is a football coach. And I'll echo a little bit more about that. When I first got to LSU, back in 2004. You know, me, Glenn, Tyson, all of us, we kind of came in, Big Charles. We were decent technicians. Shouts out to Coach Hank Tierney and his staff. They did an excellent job at preparing me for the next level. But Bo took it to another notch from a technical standpoint. Like, I think back to some of those summers, he would take us under the stadium where it's hot with the sleds. And what made it more encouraging, you had guys in there like Howard Green, you had Jarvis Green, rest in peace, the late great Marquise Hill. Like, they would come down in the off season, and they would legit like train with us. They would, and we would see how they would be explosive out of the hips. Like, one time, Hojo broke the sled, just straight explosion, and it's like, man, we thought we were good D tackles, but these guys are winning Super Bowls in the NFL. So Bo made sure, I thought that was unique. Bo made sure that he kept experienced guys that he coached and helped develop around us to keep our game up to speed. And I think the Saints, Kellen Moore knows what he has, but the city, you're going to realize how much better this defensive line is because we have a lot of young guys, right? You have Brizzy. Right. You also have, I just talked to young Isaiah Foskey. Bo would be a treat to those dudes. Look how, Savion played much better at LSU. Before Big Tank Guillory got hurt CL, his game was on point.
I think what's important in today's NFL, and especially here in New Orleans, is that we tap in with the younger coaches. The younger, obviously the players are young. We need to have coaches that the players can not only recognize but have a connection with outside of football. And I think that's also important when you have a coach that is not too far removed from being, obviously on the field or in big time football. It creates a narrative and it gives a level of respect. Because at the end of the day, last year, we're not going to hide any punches. Dennis Allen lost the locker room.
Yeah.
He was a defensive coordinator regardless. He's a good defensive coordinator.
Oh, no doubt.
But when the defense stopped playing good, I realized that he had lost the locker room. And I think it's important, and it makes a lot of sense for our new head coach to get not only coaches, but players that think alike and work together well, because here we are, this is a young man's game. And I think the young coach, especially the coach coming from LSU, I think the connection, the homeland, if you will, to keep, because once again, what we're doing is we're keeping it in Louisiana, and I think Louisiana products produce the best, and I think we're here to show it to.
Oh, speaking of keeping it in Louisiana, if you're trying to ride around Louisiana comfortably, right, you don't feel like spending all that money on a brand new car, especially in this economy, you gotta go holler at my boy Montero Motors, man, over there, 1512 North Causeway Boulevard, Metairie. Great used car deals. I mean, he got it on and popping. Now, I'm gonna stay in that lane with vehicles.
Come on.
And I'm gonna talk to all of my construction workers out there, my electricians, those who are picking up these contracts down there in Belle Chase. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Y'all need to holler at my man Shelton Jordan. We'll have his information under the show later on, and I'll talk about all of this at the end of the show as well with them. But he's in Harahan at Crescent City, Lamarck. Hit him up if you're looking for chassis, any of those big old, like you need the big 350s. Hit them up, man. They're proud sponsors of Inside the Trenches. Let's just talk about some of the participants here at the Combine from LSU. And shouts out to Tulane. They got their pro day coming up. As I told y'all, we'll have Eric Hicks come on the show, talk about prepping for that. But Emory Jones, you hear a lot about Will Campbell.
Right.
But Emory Jones is just as good.
Right. Natural right tackle.
Natural right tackle. He has both of them has the size. Now Will he has a bit better feet, a little more aggressive in his punch, but strong physical frame, great footwork from Emory Jones. You got Gary Dellinger, quick feet, solid hand placement. I mean, he hit him, shocked the D lineman at the line. Punch. Miles Frazier, shouts out to my homeboy, Nye. He played with me with the New Orleans Voodoo. He's from that Philadelphia area. This cat's from. Definitely showed up and showed out for LSU. You got Braden Swinson there, Savion. Savion Jones, to me, And I'm not just saying this because he's like a fifth cousin, right? Shouts out to all of my people out there in Edgar, Louisiana.
Well, I knew it was going to be
St.
down
James.
the road somewhere.
Oh, yeah. 3127 all day, man. It's all that good food down there, boy. I'm telling you, boy. You going into them houses down there, you fed good. So Savion speaks well about him, you know, country-fed young man from
Right.
and that's the other side of the Favorite family. That's like my cousin Jared Favorite and all of them from down there where he related to that side of the family. And just talking to him, he reminded me so much of my old teammate Tyson Jackson. Just in the way he approaches the game. He's not a big-time talker. He lets his play talk for him a lot. At the Senior Bowl, they moved him into interior. 3-tech. He shined at the 3-tech. I thought that was exceptionally well. An excellent job by him. But I think his stock improved, and I can say the same thing about Eric. They get discovered a little later, right? Like sometimes you'll have your eye on a guy, but then there's some other guys that make noise on the line too.
And
but then you see that at the combine, at the pro day, and then now you go into the tape, you start to look and say, oh, man, this guy really has some of those tools that we need for our team. And I think Savion really helped himself, especially at the Senior Bowl with that.
You know, and that is the plus of the combine. That is the plus of the Senior Bowl. That is the plus of the Shriners game. You know, these gentlemen, when the tape has cut off, you still get one more chance to put something else on tape. And as you get to these bowl, not bowl games, but as you get to these All-Star games, you're in the hands of NFL coaches now. So when they do something like move a Savion on the inside because they see potential in him and then he makes plays, not only does that make the coach look good to the front office, it also makes, obviously, the players is somebody to be watched for. So I think it's a beautiful situation for all people involved, especially the LSU Tigers. But I definitely had my eyes on a Zay Alexander because I believe he has the size, the pro size that the NFL needs, and there's always room on special teams.
If you're just tuning in Inside the Trenches, we're talking LSU players at the Combine who helped themselves at the Senior Bowl. We talked about the Saints. I had to have the Bo Davis appreciation. A big loss for LSU, huge game for the Saints in terms of a solid defensive line coach. And most importantly, these young men are putting themselves in a position to help their future. Right. And that's what the Combine was all about. Zay Alexander is another guy. We'll go outside the trenches here for a second.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Come out there.
Him and Ashton Stamps, to me, did an exceptional job for LSU in terms of being man-to-man cover corners.
Right.
Exceptional job. I have to say that with experience and a little more time on the clock, Zay Alexander, I had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Zay Alexander is a player that, in my opinion, if a team's looking for a lockdown corner that's still available there in the mid-rounds, go get this dude. And it's not just about what he ran on his 40 and, what his ability is in terms of three-cone drills, vertical broads. All that stuff's cool. Cut the tape on. Watch him against some of the best receivers in college football. Most of these guys are going to get drafted high, and I think he's somebody, CL, that really helped this stock as the season progressed for LSU.
6'2", 194. I could see him easily being a steal at corner in the later rounds. Maybe New Orleans, maybe whoever is interested in getting a pro-ready corner, especially pro-size ready corner in the mid-rounds that has SEC skins on the wall. I think that could benefit any team in the National Football League, but that's just my personal opinion.
No doubt. We got about another 10 minutes here. We're going to get on in a second with Eric Hicks. He's going to be our next guest from Tulane.
Mr. Hicks.
Mr. Hicks, should we say. And look, our breaks, y'all going to like our breaks. They smooth. We kind of mute the mics and let y'all hear a little music while we go to the next segment. So, y'all be able to experience that a little different because we definitely enjoying the vibe here. I mean, this is typically my element when I'm not on the football field training, and I'm in the music studio, so definitely feeling the vibes over here.
I got hooks all day long.
I'm telling you,
like the great Pimp C, baby. Look, put me on the track.
Yeah, and I want to give a special shout out to the crew over here at Loyola, UP, my man D up in there, Wes, DJ Spin as well. They've done a tremendous job. We were in here hours yesterday just putting everything together, giving the studio a new look, and I really feel that, it makes me feel smooth. I'm not getting my Key Sweat on. I'm not, dialing into the ladies and telling them to listen to the hit records, but, we do have a opportunity to vibe out and talk some sports, but I do appreciate the folks over here. So shout out to Loyola University Communications
The
Department.
vibe does make you want to get a little musical, a little lyrical, because I was thinking of the Luther So Amazing, and I've been waiting. When you were saying what you were saying.
He got the Fable glasses on. Check him out. He cool. It's a vibe in
It's the
there.
environment, you dig, and I can appreciate it, because even when as a minute passes, you might turn your head. It's still ESPN. And that's a good look, and I do think everybody up here at Loyola, because in real life, this is a New Orleans holiday, and they came in to work with us today, and I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
That's facts. And for our folks, I know a lot of our listening audience here tunes in throughout the state. If y'all are making y'all way to New Orleans,
come on,
you're going to have to get here for about 5:30. Be ready to go back home for about 11. It's going to be real in the field. And stay tuned to the news, because that may change up a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's an ongoing changing situation. And as my sweatshirt says, laissez bon temps rouler. We will let the good times roll.
Hello.
Whether or not.
No doubt, no doubt. So, CL, let's go back to the Combine and talk about. We would be remiss. We got a few minutes here if we don't talk about Colorado. I mean, my man, he went and got the prime shades. I mean, week 1, he had them on deck. I'm telling you, bro. He both couple colors.
Well,
A lot of news, a lot of talk has been about the confidence of Shedeur Sanders at the Combine.
Right.
He's interviewing, say, y'all know what it is. Y'all know my dad. Y'all know the vibes, the flow that I'm coming with, etc. And he sounds very confident, rightfully so.
Right.
Here's a guy who his dad legit pulls up at the Combine, hops out the limo, off the private jet, hops out the limo, runs the 40-yard dash. Some say he ran a 4.19. Some say most people clocked him at a 4.2. Ran right out of the facility into his limo back to the Jets.
And why did he do that, Fave? Because the 40 is the money. He knew the minute he gave them that number, they was forced to give him the number. And that was 4th overall in 1989 draft, 4th overall pick to the Atlanta Falcons.
I have a take about Shedeur, and I know we could get into Travis Hunter and, of course, Horn and CL. I want to get your opinion on their performances this past weekend. But I want to stick to Shedeur real quick. Out of all the quarterbacks in this draft, and DJ Spin, like, man, the quarterbacks look trash. Like, as soon as we came in the studio, that's like one of the first things he said. But out of all the quarterbacks in the draft, he had the worst offensive line. He still had to play power forward ball. They won some games. I think Shedeur Sanders is the most prepared NFL-ready quarterback in this draft. Next to Cam Ward, and I know that's more than likely CL's argument, but my argument with Cam Ward, he had a better offensive line. I thought the Miami's offensive line was better than Colorado. So I'm saying that because all them boys headed to the NFL, like the Daniel Joneses of the world and the Trevor Lawrences of the world had to learn once you didn't have those offensive lines behind you and you had to be mobile. I think out of all of them, Shedeur gives you the best mobile quarterback. He has the accuracy. He has a strong arm. He can move. He's probably the more pro-ready out of the bunch.
Brother, if you're looking for an argument for me, you might well go to the next subject. And we'll double down on it. Realize that Shedeur Sanders has had the worst offensive line his entire college career. How good do you think that offensive line at Jackson State was? Respectfully to Jackson State, the offensive line wasn't good. So if you don't have a good offensive line, that means you don't have a running game. So not only did he not have a good offensive line, now he doesn't have a running game. So it's truly all on his shoulders. How about this? fast forward your mind, and let's just say because of the attitude, because of the whatever reasons they want to deter from his athletic ability, because that's what it's about. Since this is the draft, this is a combine. To decide, you want to decide what he's really about. Watch this. Go ahead and knock him down for whatever reason, and go ahead and let him slip somewhere to like 11 to the San Francisco 49ers, and now Trent Williams, the best offensive left tackle in football, is now blocking for him. So it does two things for the 49ers. It allows them not to pay Brock Purdy, and they start all over with Shador with a solid offensive line and a strong running game. So be stupid enough to talk your way out of it and let that boy slip. And with him being the best quarterback in this draft, and you'll see what happens. You'll just turn around and give the power to any team that decides to have a pick in the mid-round.
We got about.
Excuse my passion.
No, man, I love it. That's hello.
Come on, man.
Because I get it.
Crazy.
I totally understand it. And Cam Ward, rightfully so, for all intents and purposes, should be the first quarterback off the. It's not like the Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams thing. Like Jaden Daniels was clearly the number one, but the Browns just couldn't see it, and now they had to pay for it a little later.
Well, look at it. Look at Jaden Daniels' offensive line in Washington, and look at Caleb's offensive line in Chicago. He was running for his life. So it's important when you do draft a franchise quarterback, you have an offensive line in place, because you're going to do the same things that you did to Justin Fields. He never had an offensive line in Chicago, and now he doesn't get another chance in another place. Well, he did get a chance, but it was snatched up under him. But the point I'm trying to make is the offensive line is key for any quarterback in the NFL, let alone a young rookie.
No doubt. Speaking of the draft, we were talking about Shador, where he should go. I think he ends up in I'm about to say Oakland. It's so natural to say that. I think he ends up with the Raiders. What position the Saints drafting first?
Well, I've been mulling that over for the past couple of weeks. How do you truly feel about this? It all depends to me. How do you truly feel about Trevor Penning? If you feel like we can move forward with him at right tackle, we don't have to get an offensive lineman in the first pick. We could get one of those prize defensive linemen coming off the edge. Because there was a plethora of young men that just tested out at the combine. We could go with edge, but me personally, if you don't feel like you won't get Will Campbell, because he might go as early as 4 to the Patriots. That's how much he's ascending right now. But I would go with the edge personally, because I believe Trevor Penning is a decent enough tackle that we can move forward, and we could identify other needs and address other needs in the first round.
You thinking? You still thinking old boy from Connecticut, or are you thinking Pierce?
Well, now that you're making me really more.
Yeah, I want you to think about it. Yeah.
Well, let's do this. Since we've seen so many of these edge rushers test out at the combine, maybe we try to get the edge rusher in the second round, and get an impact offensive player in the first round, and that would be the tight end Warren from Penn State. I need a difference maker on offense.
That makes a lot of sense. And I do think that difference maker should go for about, offensive line, or should I say that person should be an offensive lineman, maybe like you mentioned, an impact tight end, so on and so forth. And I think that should be.
I just don't want to draft a wide receiver that high. I think I do respect the young man, that 6'5" young man from Arizona. I just need a guy that can create an immediate impact, and I think we have been dying to find another tight end like a Jimmy Graham, and I think this guy might be something that we should invest in. Perfect.
Well, yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. I got to feel what CL's saying. This is Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite, my co-host, CL Nola. Shouts out to Baton Rouge, 104.5 FM. ESPN Baton Rouge for picking up this show. We got much more to go on the show. We got two guests coming in. We talked about the combine, so now we got to go inside the trenches, baby. We're gonna have my main man Eric Hicks come on the show, Mr. Hicks, should we say? Tulane defensive tackle, man. Been doing this for a while at Tulane, and he gonna keep the party going. But before we take a quick break, we're gonna just take a quick little break. We want to give a shout out to our homeboy Joe Piccolo with Piccolo and Ramos Realty. You can check them out at 1943 Soapy Wright Place. You could call them at about you can call them when they open, but you can call them at 504-826-8426. If you're looking to refinance your house, if you're looking to, get some more property, rent, whatever the case may be, they got y'all covered over there at Ramos, Piccolo and Ramos Realty. So y'all hang tight. We'll be right back.
Mics are turning on.
Well, welcome back, beautiful people. It's your host, Marlon Big Fave Favorite. We're here live on Inside the Trenches. I got my co-host, CL Nola, in the building, and we're live here at Loyola University, right here, Uptown New Orleans on St. Charles, baby, in their communication building. We're so thankful to have them. We're also thankful for all of our support. Want to thank Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate. They're at 143 LaPalco Boulevard, right there in Gretna, Louisiana, 504-393-2445. Use the code word Big Fave for some specials. I know right now, down in the Bayou, folks are in dire need of their house elevation. They got you covered like a blanket over there, baby. Hit them up. Say, hey, Big Fave told me you got the hook up like Master P for me. And they got you going. So definitely shouts out to them. And once again, shouts out to Small Sliders and Marrero as well. So CL, man, talk to me.
Can we shout out Master P for getting the director of basketball operations at UNO?
Shouts out to Master P, baby. Round of applause for P.
P.
Let's talk about that before we get into our interview with Eric Hicks here from Tulane. What P is doing in sports from his influence is similar to what Prime has done. Right. We know that Prime can get sponsors that normal coaches can't get. He can make the call at Aflac or Nike or something to that nature and get that guy to come through.
They answer the phone.
Answer the phone. Master P has that same influence.
Yes, sir.
Wherever he is. We've seen him do this in the music industry, the movie industry. Yeah. We've seen him. You've seen this firsthand. We've seen Master P do this in products. Right. We've now seen him crack into. I mean, the whole pushing. Being the ambassador for Music for the City, pushing the envelope for the Walk of Fame,
Yes, sir.
and now becoming president of the basketball team at UNO. We saw he was already on like
Right.
NBA Tonight and all of that big stuff. So big salute to Master P.
It's not like you don't have enough jobs as it is.
Yeah.
But I think leadership is important, and I believe we're learning that more and more every day in New Orleans as we change over as far as leadership in New Orleans. This is important. New Orleans, and not just New Orleans, because I tend to do that a lot. I am from New Orleans. Louisiana puts out so much talent in this world. I think it's time for us to start harnessing our own talent to make our own city and our own environment better, because we have done so much for the outside world. And I think with Peace spearheading this initiative at UNO, I think it's going towards a positive change. I truly believe that.
Definitely, man. So once again, congratulations to Master P.
Definitely, brother.
Huge position.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to our guest, too, for taking his career to the next level. He's going into that next, we talk about beginner stage, advanced stage. Now he's entering expert stage. Now he's officially NFL free agent. Our next guest is none other than Tulane's defensive tackle, Eric Hicks Jr. Eric, welcome to Inside the Trenches,
Welcome,
baby.
brother. Welcome.
Y'all be sure to follow Eric at Eric Hicks Jr. on Instagram. Welcome to the show, big dog.
Appreciate it, Faye.
Yes, indeed. So let's do this. You've been in New Orleans here for the last few years, playing for Tulane. But where you originally come from? Talk to us about your roots.
So I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Born and raised. Good bit away. About 11-hour drive. But yeah, that's where I'm originally from. Georgia boy, South Georgia.
So I guess coming up playing high school ball, what was it like? I know coming up in Louisiana, bro, football was king around here. Everybody couldn't wait for football season to start. You could feel it when it's coming. The local neighborhood, like, you ready for that season? We're going to be watching you. And the atmosphere for homecoming is crazy. How was that in Georgia coming up?
It's the same. I feel like the whole southern region, like Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, that's like that whole region just big time in like football. So
Right.
I feel like it's about the same, probably more crazier. Georgia's like more Georgia fans than it
Yeah.
anywhere. Like here probably LSU.
Yeah.
It's good. Football is big in Georgia. So yeah.
Fire.
Well, shouts out to Georgia, because I know we do talk a lot of Louisiana a lot, but there are great guys and great products that comes from the great state of Georgia. And of course, Faye stole my steam, because that's always my question, where you're from. But this is always the great question I always like to ask as well. What made you decide to go to the Great Green Wave?
For me, we had a coaching change this past season. But
Yeah, Summer Raw.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just the culture, the vibe of New Orleans. That
Familiarity, yo.
That's a tough word, but
It's always tough.
the vibe here is similar in Savannah, and it's like it kind of relates. City of Savannah, city New Orleans kind of relates to one another. Like when I meet people here and I say I'm from Savannah, it's like, okay, I've been there. It's a lot of similarities, history, not culture-wise, because it's crazy down here. Savannah's, it's kind of, I see it as a retirement city, but it's a great city to be in. But choosing Tulane, I feel like it was the best opportunity for me, education-wise,
For sure.
football-wise. And I have no regrets of choosing Tulane in my recruiting process. And my family probably could say the same as well. So I just appreciate Coach Fritz, the coaches, appreciate Coach Summerall and his staff from being with me my last season, this past season at Tulane. So I loved it.
Tulane and Green Wave, baby.
I've been here 6 years, so I think I adopted the culture here, the vibes, and I just enjoyed being here. So
Well, welcome, brother. Thank you for coming. Thank you for choosing the Green Wave. And that's what we enjoy to hear. We love New Orleans so much, and we love the culture, and we understand as New Orleanians. But when a gentleman comes from like a great state of Georgia and he has adopted the culture, like you said, he's been here for 6 years now. He's seen a couple of Mardi Gras. He understands that today is a New Orleans, Louisiana holiday, and he's doing the interview because he's a free agent going to the next level on a show on ESPN. So just look at the maturation, and I'm sure, like you said, you and your family are proud that y'all made the decision to come to Tulane in New Orleans, Louisiana.
If y'all just tuning in Inside the Trenches, we're joined by Eric Hicks Jr. Y'all be sure to follow him on Instagram at Eric Hicks Jr. Check him on out, follow him. We got some fire content on there right now because we've been doing a lot of training, so on and so forth. I want to stick to, I guess, the New Orleans culture and the Savannah culture. If you can answer this better than all of us, obviously. Who has the best food? Or is it that similar because they're Southern? Talk to me about that.
I'm gonna say back home has the better food.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Not the New Orleans has good food as well, but I don't know. It's me personally. It's something about that Cajun style that I can't really get a hold of. But I feel like Savannah has the best food.
Well, we got to go to Savannah.
Well, I love my mama too, brother. And I love my mama. I like my mama cooking the best. So that's understandable. And I do know, and I've heard things about Savannah. And the one thing I have heard about Savannah, that it is a beautiful city. And I could see the similarities in what you were saying earlier, brother. So you being happy, well, it's crazy that you say that.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dish? Your favorite New Orleans dish? Your favorite Creole dish? What is your go-to? Your favorite dish since you've been down here in New Orleans and you've been experienced it?
I can't really say a go-to, but one thing I love and my family probably could say is the char grilled oysters.
Oh, for sure.
I love that. Cause we usually just steam our oysters.
Yeah.
Char grilled oysters. My uncles and my cousins, they love the crawfish here.
Okay. Can you eat a crawfish?
Yeah, I can eat a crawfish.
All right.
Not like how y'all do it. It may take a little time for me.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, bro.
The oysters, I can.
You chuck the oysters out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't have like a favorite because I eat. So
we definitely see you eat, brother.
Seafood is probably my go-to.
All right.
Okay.
The Southern food here, I don't know yet, but I can't really say I have a favorite dish. Probably the shrimp etouffee.
Oh,
there you go.
See, I knew it was coming sooner or later.
There you go.
Okay.
Either not the crawfish pasta. Shrimp pasta, either any seafood pasta.
Sound like that boy need to go to steak, man.
Steak. Shouts out to the steak, man.
Shouts out to steak, man.
So real quick, I want to switch gears because a lot of this whole entire listening audience is throughout the state, but most of Baton Rouge.
Right.
You can really speak about the environment at Tulane. You've been there for 6 years, you say, so you've seen two staffs, Yeoman. As it's grown into this beautiful uptown stadium, you've seen that experience, man. What is like playing at Tulane from your perspective?
Me playing at Tulane, you have a great fan base. I just love these past couple of years where they packed the stadium, because we've been having winning seasons, and like for me, for my first year. It was nowhere to where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The program, the fans, like my first year coming playing at Tulane, it was like, who is Tulane?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody in the stadium. Mm-hmm. Now, when people hear Tulane, like, okay, I'm going to see that game. And we've been having like sold out crowds
for sure
past 2 years, and it's been crazy because it's like I actually saw and been part of a change in a program where like the locker room looks totally different.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. and just being part of this Tulane culture, I just like been in kind of awe. And then like being in a parade this past. Like, I never thought of being in a parade, a Mardi Gras parade, the Cotton Bowl year.
Right.
But I heard about Mardi Gras and how big it is. Like, in Savannah, we have St. Patrick's Day. That's, like, the biggest.
So that's y'all deal.
Okay,
all right.
That's the biggest holiday we have. But, yeah, playing in Yeoman, it's been a great atmosphere to play in. Just, you know, I don't, like, when I'm playing, I really don't care about the fans too much, but afterwards I can see like, okay, you about to have a party now, and 504. But like for me personally, like when I play, it's like I'm playing in an empty stadium because that's kind of how I focus. But yeah, it's been a ride playing in Yeoman Stadium, and I enjoyed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that is something to see the actual change. We all see it, and we're, you know, especially the bowl game against USC.
Yeah.
And you being a part of that's great. Tell me about the training that you're getting into going forward, trying to take your talents to the next level. What type of training are you getting into?
Right now, the training I'm getting into is just preparing for Pro Day.
Which day is that, brother?
March 25th.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, March 25th. Appreciate Fave and his crew, Marcus, Phil, Bodies by Phil. Shout out to him, Coach Drake. They've been getting me right, helping me prepare for the big day, and I just can't say how much I thank y'all just for the opportunity working with y'all. And you know, it's about me now, so I'm just trying to put my best foot forward.
See, yeah, he been getting it in, bro. Now I can.
I'm looking at the mall.
Yeah, and look, like, you know, Phil really been reshaping his body. So when he show up at the pro day, it's like, man, that dude that really been working, and that's what really this time's really been about. We gotta let you go here in a second, but before I let you go, who are your favorite tackles, defensive tackles in the league right now? And I don't want to ask the question about which team you want to play for, but just, I guess, tell us about your achievable goal before you leave.
I say it's a couple of players. Chris Jones, Eagles defensive line, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. I like Dexter Lawrence because of his dance that he be doing. I like his play as well. Cam Hayward, that's my family team, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I enjoyed those guys playing. Shout out to Noah Smith, he's from my city as well. Talking about him. So.
Georgia ball. He mentioned 3 Georgia balls.
Sure did.
I actually grew up playing with Noah in baseball and football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah. And for me, I really don't care what team I get picked by, drafted by. For me, it's about being the best complete athlete I could be to put everything into the team that whoever I get picked by, they getting a complete guy, a guy that is not about himself. He plays where he's needed to play, and I played the whole front line on the D line. So yeah, it's whichever team pick me up, just know they getting a worker, like a workhorse, a guy that's not gonna stop no matter what, no matter how tired, no matter like if we in a heat of the battle, is I'm gonna keep going no matter what. The scoreboard don't matter. I'm a fight to the end, no matter what, for my team, my players, my coaches, the organization. I'm a fight. So.
Well, whoever y'all is out there, y'all heard it first here.
I heard the conviction in his voice. Trust me, I believe him.
Time down here in the trenches, playing for Tulane. Right. He played out in Georgia. He ready for the next level. He's Eric Hicks Jr. Thank you so much for coming on the show, bro.
Yep. Thank you, brother.
You're the man.
Thank you, brother.
Y'all make sure y'all follow him on Instagram at Eric Hicks Jr. on Instagram. Look, about to bust a flow in here.
Sound like a ball.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We got De Niro out there. He's going to join us, local influencer here in the New Orleans area. We're going to talk about a couple of things, man. He brought the mayor out on stage at the M-Line ball and got all kind of stuff going on in the city. So we're going to talk to him and maybe talk a little NBA with him.
Why not?
It's Inside the Trenches. We want to take this time also, y'all, to thank our sponsors once again. Piccolo and Ramos Realty, Small Sliders, Marrero, Montero Motors, baby. Shouts out to y'all. Robert Wolf in Construction, Elliott Security. Now, Elliott Security is on the West Bank as well. If y'all are unarmed guards or unarmed and armed guards, hit up Elliott Security there at 2304 Manhattan Boulevard in Harvey, Louisiana. You can hit them up. Give them a call, 504-392-4424. Make it some money, baby. You try and get that whip we was talking about with Montero, you're going to have to get the money from Elliott, baby. We got it all over here for you. Yes, indeed. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here on Inside the Trenches. Hello, somebody. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Fave Favorite. And I am so excited about our 2 new homes, right? We have our new home right here at Loyola University in beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, on St. Charles Street.
Uptown.
And then, y'all, the beautiful people right there tuning in right now, ESPN Baton Rouge 104.5 YouTube. Thank y'all so much. Remember, y'all, continue to subscribe. Y'all subscribe here, but y'all also can subscribe to Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite to keep up with the latest and the greatest. Speaking of latest and greatest, around the city of New Orleans, our next guest don't really need an introduction. If you're about your money, you must know De Niro, baby. Our next guest is De Niro, local influencer, host here in New Orleans area. Man, welcome to the show, bro.
You already know what up, babe. What up, Seattle?
What else?
Good, huh?
Well,
Man, my homie Eron hit me up, and for our last segment, we always like to have an entertainment guest. He's like, man, we got to get that boy De Niro to come on there, man. He just rocked it for the M-Line ball. Hey, James, Larry, what's up? When we get invited to the ball, man? I ain't gonna.
That's done.
Yes, let's do it.
we
But
ball.
I guess talk to our viewers in Baton Rouge because they hear about our parties and how we get down, man. How was it at the M-Line ball and hosting it?
Yeah, man. First off, shout out to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge actually is literally my second home. My uncle is a police officer. He lived in Baton Rouge when I was in elementary, damn near. Every storm that came, we evacuated to Baton Rouge. So I got a lot of love. Plank Road, Scenic, North 22nd. I went to Southern, you know. So yeah, I just have to let that be known. But the M-Line ball, bro, it's a newly ball. It's his 4th year. This is my first time hosting it. It was amazing. It's literally like James say, for the city. You know, it's a vibe. It's some quality stuff, bro. Well produced. My sister produces the whole event. Like mine's Diane Christening. It's gonna be something to come, bro. Like I got y'all in there for sure next year.
Ooh,
For sure. No kidding.
we in like
That's light
Flynn.
work.
Flynn win, baby.
Light work.
So, man, of course, going on your Instagram, and I saw it on a couple of the local blogs here in the city. You brought out the mayor, man, and the DJ Jubilee Farm, bro.
Yeah.
That's big. A local official, you know, you're hosting this event. Man, how did that feel, brother?
Man, it was real fun, first off, because I remember engaging with her before she was even mayor. You know, like seeing her in my community work and her community work, and being able for her to see me at that, like you said, that stage, and for me to see her on this her last year or whatever, and she's been in office for 2 terms. It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful to bring her out and have some fun. To be honest with you, it's like just take the jacket off. You know what I'm saying? And be a human. You know. And it was that moment, Brenda. Everybody loved it. The blogs went crazy over, of course, what was on stage. But it was a moment, bro. We had fun, man.
That's cool.
You know.
and I definitely believe you, because if we don't know how to do nothing else in New Orleans, we definitely know how to have fun.
Yeah.
But brother, do us all a favor and tell the people where you from, brother, and how it started.
Got you, man. So of course I'm born and raised here, Mid City, 5th Ward. That's my area, Bayou St. John area. And yeah, bro.
All right.
You know, Dumaine and all white, you know.
Okay, all
we
right.
call it the nickel, you know. Long live 5th Ward Weeby.
Straight up.
Shouts
So,
out the weed.
Stress out the
We
weed.
small, but we large, baby.
Hello.
Yeah,
You dig what I'm saying?
Now, hold on. Where'd you go to high school at?
I went to St. O.
All right,
Graduated
cool.
from St.
All
O.
right, cool.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Graduated from St. O. Play in the band. I ain't play no sports, you know.
Right.
That was your thing, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Well,
but
in New
I-
Orleans, you got to do one or two.
One or
things.
two. In the case of Inside the Trenches, both.
Right.
But no, you made a good point about, and then y'all alumni, man, St. Aug's making a lot of noise. I mean, we had Tyrone Hughes on the show the other day. He's a Saints legend. You look at John
St. Aug
Baptiste, for the Super Bowl, and you know, even what you're doing here throughout the city. And I'm a little drove, man. I saw he brought the bag, man, but I didn't see the juice, the special juice. You coming here all
I
slim.
know you ready.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon, baby.
I don't know what he talking about. They're right here. Got one for you.
So here we
I
go.
got one for you. You get a ginger shot. You get a ginger
brother,
shot.
The perks,
A
the perks,
six
the
blends,
perks.
bro.
blends,
Now you
man.
know I do my I'm on there. I'm like, hold on, Bob.
Come on,
Hope
now.
you bring one of them in.
They say, ask, you shall receive.
Hello, somebody. Now, how did you get started with this, my brother.
Got you.
And talk to us about this product.
Got you. I guess being mindful of my diet, over the years, hitting the gym harder, right? And then as you work on yourself, you learn the ingredients that you need to put in your body, right? And then out of that came a business.
Wow.
Working on self became a business. I started the business in 2016.
Okay.
Started at a barbershop in my neighborhood. Wasn't working around that time, like I was just trying to figure out what's next, you know what I'm saying? I love to innovate, right? And I started a pop-up at the barbershop in the Fifth Ward on Broad and Ursuline headquarters barbershop. And I created a health hub on the sidewalk, you feel me? Literally everybody's pulling over on Broad Street, different neighbors, different nationalities. Everybody just come and grab a smoothie from me. And it was considered a food desert in my neighborhood where there's no healthy options, right? There's a lot of fried foods, a lot of corner stores, right? And I kind of started that in that area and on Broad and Ursuline.
I'm glad you go ahead, CL.
Well, I could definitely believe that the young man is not only a business owner, an entrepreneur, a hustler. He from New Orleans, Louisiana. But tell me this, baby boy, what made you want to get back to giving to community? What motivated you to serve your community? Because I definitely hear it and see it in your life story.
Definitely. I was start with my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my grandmother, just having the word care. You know what I'm saying? Like we were always the family that cared. Like people can come by us, we're gonna drop you off. Whatever we can do that's within our reach, I was born into that. And I think it just carried on with me throughout my journey, you know what I'm saying? So working with special needs, of course a lot of elementary schools, the high schools, so that's just been something I've been investing in and that's just gonna be with me till I'm gone,
Copy that.
If y'all just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, our guest is De Niro, baby. Be sure to follow him on Instagram, De Niro Goon. Missed out on temporary fun to build a permanent stability and not a loss, man. I like that. So talk to us about like that, because most people when they put in their descriptions, it's like, hey man, I do this. I'm product service business. Man, you legit. This is community right here, right? What I mean by that is, I've been on my little health kick a little more lately. This is probably the more health checkups I had since I was in the NFL.
Right.
But just to spread this love throughout the community, just talk to our viewers what a ginger shot would do for, like, how important ginger is to your internal organs.
Gotcha. So it's a wellness shot first off, and it has a lot of benefits, preventing and also aiding. So it's like it helps with your digestive tract, which is, every organ is important, but your stomach is one of the most important ones because you're clogged up, you're bloated. What happens? You're fatigued, you're not thinking right, you're nervous, you're jittery, right? And so ginger goes to that center and helps clean that, right? It has a lot of benefits, man. Acid reflux, sinus infections, regulating blood sugar, soreness. The list, it's a long list of benefits of ginger. And we have some of the best ginger, and it's made daily. Literally, that was made today. So that one there's ginger, lemon, and honey. Wow. That's sweet and spicy right there.
Oh yeah, yes indeed.
So man, it has a lot of benefits to the people out there. Make sure you get your ginger. If you're not just getting it from me, do it at home. Right. I think that's a daily regimen that needs to be done to the system. And yeah.
Well, brother, I see you're definitely on your ginger shots. I see you're definitely in shape, brother. Tell them, we all know this king cake time of the year. Yeah. What's your diet like, Playboy? Tell us what your diet like.
Oh my God, bro. So I'm majority plant-based.
Okay.
And then every now and then I do some fish.
Okay.
Throw a little fish in there, try to keep a little muscle mass. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Okay.
But majority plant-based, bro. Like a lot of your beans, your vegetables, your veggie burgers. There's a lot of things that you can eat within the vegan diet that sometimes we don't think. I'm from New Orleans, bro.
Yeah. That's the struggle, baby. That's the struggle.
I come from eating all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so on my journey, seeing that, you can do without and still be fully functional. It showed me that we don't need that, right? Not that it's wrong. Not that I'm trying to tell people not to do that, but I would suggest you incorporate more fruits and vegetables and get away from the sugars and those things that kind of affect the body, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
And look, if y'all want to check this ginger shot out, y'all want order your own. Ascent Blends, you could go to Instagram and follow it. Your healthier options, smoothies, pressed juices, ginger shots like we have here. Be sure to go there. You know, if you need to get right, they got them on deck, baby.
Well, I mean, but think about it. In real life, when you go to a store and you look at the ingredients, you have 7 different ingredients, maybe 3 of them that you can't even pronounce. You know, this is ginger and lemon. I know what that is. You know?
Yeah.
And as much as it is about exercising, as much as it is about staying mobile, it's also about what you put in your body.
Yes.
Us as New Orleanians, we tend to, whatever's bad is good.
Oh, I like
for
that.
us
That's
down
crazy.
here.
Thanks.
But we realize that, especially when you get of age, you have to start trending your body in the right direction. And I believe the ginger shots and this young man is on the right path.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you, bro.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
telling
that.
us about this.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that, bro.
So you have a relative that looks like he's about to enter the NBA draft.
wow.
Pretty sure he had a couple ginger shots because
definitely.
not Jello shots. Shouts out to all my folks out there, Marty growing. Enjoy your Jello shots until they shut it down, baby. You let it grow. But talk to us about little cuz, man, balling out there for Jack State.
Yeah, man. Shout out to cuz Jerron Pierre. Man, bro, his story, his journey, he's destined. He's destined, man. I just can't wait to see what the future holds for him. He's having an awesome year right now. Number 2 scorer in the country right now. Right here from New Orleans, graduated from St. Aug.
I can't make this stuff up, people.
Tell you, yeah, that's basketball.
It just happens. We just happen to be from New Orleans having a conversation. But New Orleans, Louisiana, going to keep coming up. You're going to keep watching the show.
Yeah.
We're going to keep coming up with talent, with people that's ready to take over this world and show the
definitely.
world a better way of living, even though we eat a lot of cake. New Orleans. Please continue, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. It gave me chills with that because I know how you feel. And that's
Right.
exactly how I feel about people from here. Like, you know, we're so talented, bro. Like, even I look at me, like I look outside of me and be like, bro, you do a lot. You know, coming from the city.
Right.
But like I said, Jerron, bro, he's on his way. Tournament time is right around the corner, and then we're looking to get into March Madness. And after that, we're going to see what the options are, and it's gonna get critical.
It's serious. I'm gonna go ahead, see.
No, I just want to second it. Second leading scorer in college basketball from New Orleans, Louisiana. And we supposed to be a football state.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead. Please continue.
Okay, so you've been involved in your cousin life probably as a mentor, y'all family. So you're going to be involved in a lot of you more than likely be at the draft, so on and so forth. What has the NIL experience been for him? Like, it's a little different in basketball.
Right.
Got you. Yeah, definitely. So I think it's it's new to him. He's definitely like experienced it. And I think it's been cool. It's been cool, bro. He's been so focused on basketball that we kind of did away with much of that to stay focused. And obviously his plan is working, you know?
Right.
So, and then I think following up, we're going to more of the heavy marketing and things of that nature, you know? Kind of want to tackle one thing at a time.
Yeah, now that's smart. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah.
What's the mission for the young man? Is he trying to complete the 4-year deal? Is he trying to, if they tell him he's lottery, maybe he's trying to get in that lottery for the New Orleans Pelicans? Bro, family-wise, what's the family direction so far going forward?
I think again, you know, there's you know, you have to go to these trials, to training.
Right.
So he has time to see where he falls in those slots, right? Yeah. So I think it's going taking it step by step, you know. And again, bro, what's for him is going to be for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think the NBA needs a person like Jerron Pierre. You know, coming from a city like this, again, bro, wants to hear his story, bro, and his journey, amazing, and the kid is destined. You know.
Yeah, if y'all are just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, we're joined by De Niro. Follow him on Instagram at De Niro Goon. Wellness shots, the scent blends. Y'all could definitely, it's right there on his page as well.
Yep.
Put your order in for sure. Mardi Gras 2025, fellas. This one here has so far been one for the books just recently here. And I don't know when you guys will be checking the show out. Hopefully, shouts out to everybody checking it out live. But we are sitting here on a Monday night. Lundi Gras night, should I say. It's Monday night everywhere else, but here in New Orleans, it's for sure Lundi Gras. But tomorrow we will have an abbreviated Mardi Gras. When you first heard the news about the high winds, having to move take the bands out, move everything up, what was your first thoughts?
So, patience. First thing, I caught a lot of the parades. The Monday parade. I think I paraded more than I ever paraded this year, to be honest. And it was a vibe, right? But when I heard that, I said, you know what? It's not going to just be like that. Because I just saw earlier, well, literally like 20 minutes ago, they're adding the bands back to the parade.
Right.
Oh, see.
Literally just saw it.
Boy, this city, boy.
See, there you go. And look, y'all, we've been in here, so we didn't.
I walk in with the news.
It's a forever changing situation.
There
that's
you
for
go.
sure.
And I get it, man. You gotta be mindful. The wind, you can't fight no wind, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
Earth, wind, and fire.
All of the elements you can't deal with.
You gotta be prepared.
And I remember.
Come on.
I can definitely concur. Obviously I had some people that came in town for the 25 Mardi Gras. And shouts out to all my people going back. My brother on the way back, my partner Boom and Vaughn on the way back home. I did a lot of extra Mardi Gras that I wouldn't usually do. And no matter what happens tomorrow, it don't owe me nothing.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
What parades that you have to go to for you?
That's a good one.
Damn.
Because we so obligated all over.
I'm with you.
No,
that was a good one. I would say I'm always at Endymion. Man, and Zulu, Endymion, and Bacchus, bro.
Those are
Bacchus
it's the three.
Man. I ain't gonna lie, fool.
Bro.
Whatever
crazy.
night that was, I can't.
It's crazy.
Bacchus,
so I walk up.
Bacchus,
So I was waiting for the bands to battle, but they didn't because some things had happened.
Right.
And I see Shaq on the float. I'm like, is that Shaq right there? I knew he was.
You forgot, dude.
But I'm looking. I'm like, man, that boy way in the air. So I walk up to the float. This is before he even started. I'm like,
right.
Diesel. That boy, look. That boy threw me the basketball, son.
I saw.
And they were limited editions. Like, so I got
That's
one of the
fire.
basketballs, bro. No cap.
I saw that boy, him and Jameis Winston was out there. It's like, throw me a pass. He threw him a little.
No,
That's crazy. I mean, that's two
That's
folks that's near and dear to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get a shoe from Muses, but the lady at Muses did take care of me, so I can't complain about anything. Shouts out to Namtok and Algiers. It's always.
I want to go over there.
That was serious. That was really good.
It's that Saturday morning.
So I do say that for all our Baton Rouge folks, just so y'all can hear this New Orleans conversation.
Right.
You do have to make a choice. Sometimes, especially the older you get, you got to either go to Nine Top or you got to go to Endymion. Nine Top, you go to that one. You're more than likely not going to Endymion.
Well, I tell you like this: if you go to Zulu Ball Friday night, you're gonna end up the decision. Your body gonna make the decision.
If you go Zulu Ball, it's Endymion.
It's too much, bro.
You gonna have to sit out now.
You need this.
There you go, back.
You need this.
Exactly.
You go to all the parades, you take this.
That's fact. Believe it or not, that is true indeed, my friend.
But Faye, I want to say blessings to you for what you've been doing. In your journey, we've been around each other. I was at Southern, you was at LSU. So I always bumped into you and E from the music. You've been a pillar in this community, you know what I'm saying? And blessed with what you've been doing.
Real talk.
We got, bro, y'all doing y'all thing. I love what y'all got going.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to be here, bro, because this is something we need,
Yeah.
So it's
Thank you.
to the moon. Whatever I got to do, I can help you support.
Now, I appreciate that. Blessed, De Niro. And I think back to them. Now he bring it up. Now we shifting the conversation. I think back to the Southern days, LSU days back. Right. That was a time, right? You talk about Baton Rouge, pre-Katrina and right post-Katrina.
Yeah.
What a time.
Yes.
Tell us about them Pretty Wednesdays at Southern, man. Let's go ahead.
Bro, Pretty Wednesdays, I'm no Baton Rouge, y'all should know about Pretty Wednesdays, but if you don't, Tuesday night, you better be prepared for Wednesday morning.
There you
You know, you got the girls dressed up. You got the different guys. They with their cliques, and it was just a moment in the break time of lunch, and transitioning through classes, and it was just like a fashion show right quick, and then you got to get right back to class. So it was real dope to experience that. In college.
Yeah, and the thing about Pretty Wednesday for us, I never had a chance to experience a fall Pretty Wednesday because the way my classes went. If I went to Southern, I wasn't getting back in time for practice.
Right.
So we were going in the springtime, but it really was, and I know UP, y'all spent some time out at Grambling and Northwestern, so we know about the state universities, but the way Boosie and Webby was dropping tapes and Wayne,
it was a time.
Suffix,
you're right.
Man, Bum B, Trill. I'm just thinking back to the time, and to be real with you, this is a sports show and entertainment. A lot of that music fueled our play.
Oh, definitely.
Like. I mean, that Wayne Suffix mixtape, those dedications, I never forget. We were playing against Auburn. This was 2006. We're playing against Auburn. We was at Auburn. We lost that game 7-6, but that was a win for the D-line. Like, that was the birth of all of us. Like,
Gotcha.
Glenn Dorsey's stock went up at the time,
Yeah.
Tyson's, all of us at that time. And I can remember it was hot. It was about 100. It felt like 110 heat index on the field.
Yeah.
And they offensive line, we was rocking them. They were out of breath. They were bending over. They couldn't breathe. And we was over there, I ride for my...
Yeah.
And it was psychologically, we had them, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if Wayne, and I told Mac this, and, all the different artists, Hot Boys, and No Limit, y'all fueled us a lot, for those games. So that just speaks for the culture.
Well, and we know that music brings us to where we were at that moment in time.
That's right.
Bro, I just had that conversation the other day. I literally thought about a song. I was like, I said just what you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally, if it weren't for music, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it brings you to a certain moment in time, and you can always almost kind of chronologically think about what happened as when the music comes out.
Yes.
But there's so much music happening. There's so many different genres that's going on. What you riding to right now, baby? What's in your CD player? Yeah, I say CD player.
Yeah.
What's in your
You
tape
said it.
deck?
Your
What's
tape
in your
deck, yeah.
What's in your 8-track right now, baby?
Bruh.
What you rocking?
Bro, Gunna,
Oh, yeah.
Curtis Mayfield.
That's random.
I'm going all over. I like a lot of 90s R&B.
That's
From like the Donnell Joneses to
like Drew Hill.
Drew Hill to
Jodeci ran the 90s.
Yeah, I got the list goes on and on. You got a lot of what else I got in there, bro? Say might be Future. I like the latest Future mixtape that been fueling me up. LG, my little bro, his music. Bro, I got a list for you. I'm thinking right now. You got me.
And
jammed
I hate to
up.
put you on
Yeah,
the
you got me
spot like
jammed
that.
up right
But
now.
let me help you out with this, brother.
Yeah.
You got so much going on. What's next for you, brother? What's next in it? I mean, obviously you hosted the M-Line Ball,
Yeah.
and we moving on from Mardi Gras. We're gonna get into festival season. We got the French Quarter Festival.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Jazz Fest soon.
Yep.
What's next for you, brother?
I'm focusing on getting this product to a lot of spots.
Okay.
Working more with athletes too with the nutrition. That's a big thing that I do. But I want to create that curriculum to the core for them because nutrition is everything. Without it, we're nothing. So I kind of want to work more with more kids and more athletes with my products and the education that I have to spread it.
Nah, De Niro, that is big time, and that's actually what I was going to segue to. So they could order the shots, but I know you mentioned smoothies. Do you still have like a pop-up where you usually?
Right. So right now we've been doing more catering.
Okay.
We did away with the location for now, but more catering and events, and we've been dropping off shots to people, and you can pick them up at certain spots. But make sure y'all follow us on IG at Ascent Blends. And for more information on how you can get this product, and then soon we'll be shipping.
That's man, that's big time, brother. And like I
Moving
said, I'm
forward,
definitely.
that's an entrepreneur for
I'm
you.
definitely gonna here in a couple minutes. This segment's gonna wrap. We definitely got to.
Yeah, you're gonna need some water.
We got to do a little toast.
Sweet,
you know,
spicy, you know.
Yes, and all water here on
Boy,
deck.
that sure go along with New Orleans, huh?
Especially, speaking of New Orleans, you're a native of the area, so it's only natural you grow up following the Saints. What you think about the new hire, them bringing in Coach Kellen Moore?
Man, I'm glad you said that. So last year, I was the face of the Saints 5K race.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was on every billboard. I was marketed throughout the city. I led the race. I started off the race. Yeah, bro. So when it comes, yep. So like you said, goes back to the Saints. That shows you right there. You know the how much we love the Saints.
Yeah.
I think it was a good move. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So out with the old in with the new, and we're gonna see what this cat could do. And I don't judge nobody, so we're gonna see soon as that season starts. You know what I'm saying? To see how the energy is, because it's all about energy too. Obviously, something was going on within internally. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? I think this cat can do some stuff, man.
Yeah, go ahead, see.
Well, I judge, but I give a fair enough time and assessment of my judgment.
Come on, come on, we'll speak on it. Let it use you.
I had the same question for you I had for CL. What direction you think they should go in the draft?
Yeah.
Like,
far as
position-wise, do they need to go offensive lineman, defensive lineman, wide receiver, quarterback? Like, which direction you think the Saints should take in the draft?
I say offensive lineman.
That's right, yeah.
I say offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Our run game hasn't been nowhere near what it has been. You know, I can see that clearly. You know.
Yeah.
Alvin's that man trying to carry the team on his back. He needs somebody to.
Right.
You know, so I would say go to the offensive line. You know.
Now look, y'all, it's natural for because Kellen Moore played at Boise State. It's natural for them to think the media, everybody to think that the Saints are going to go Boise State direction. A lot of articles has been popping up about Ashanti Gentry, running back he was actually up for the Heisman as well. Fellas, I mean, I guess it's open forum question. Do you think, I know Alvin is a bit older, do you think he needs another running back? Do we need this pick? That's a first round, second round draft pick.
Well,
I mean,
I've always been a fan and respectful fan of Alvin, but I've also paid attention to we get our best output of Alvin when there's a secondary back that takes the bumps and the bruises, and we can use more Alvin on the outside and in space. But just like my man De Niro said, you know, in the past few years, we've been kind of putting it all on him to carry us in the run game. And in today's NFL, we all know it's a two-headed, almost a three-headed monster sometimes at running back. So just with that being said, I think it would be a high to use that 9th overall pick on the running back from Boise State. So I definitely would go more towards De Niro with the offensive lineman. But at the end of the day, if they did actually pick the guy from Boise State, I wouldn't be mad. Because what is he? He's an explosive offensive player. That's what I asked for earlier in the show.
No, I'm with all of that. I'm with all of that. No, I appreciate that. I am, because I've been on the fence with the direction they should take. Of course, the name of the show Inside the Trenches. So I'm going to think, you know, let's look how we can fortify the offensive line or make that's his favorite thing, that's his quotable award, or just do anything to improve those parts, because if you do improve the defensive line, you position yourself to not only make more plays on defense, keep your offense on the field, but you know, those things happen. And then in addition to that, you look at the direction that this team needs more explosive players on it. But it all boils down to what's going to happen. Free agency is about to open up. So next Monday, that's something we for sure going to talk a lot about. But I know the direction we go, especially youth.
And in layman's term, you know, we understand, you know, people in New Orleans listening, people in Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas are listening, and we'll even break it down to you. The running game is so much more important than we give it. Well, the average person gives it credit to. The running game not only helps the quarterback, it helps the defense, it helps time of possession.
Mm-hmm.
The running game does so much. Imagine who won the Super Bowl. A running team. They have a three-headed monster at running back, and one of them is their quarterback. Mm-hmm. So running the football cures a lot of cancers, if you will, in your football team. And like I said, it helps the defense. We all getting a little older, get a little longer in the tooth on defense. Mm-hmm. If we fortify the offensive line, begin to run the ball better, we become a better team ultimately immediately, because that's what you need to do in today's NFL. Don't never let them tell you that the running back has been devalued. Never let them tell you that offense is boring running the football. Know that the champions weren't ran the football, and here we go.
That was a good way to put that, for sure.
Right. A lot of articles, a lot lately. This is our last question here for the show. Have been pointing towards Tyrann Mathieu being released from the Saints. I mean, he's a staple of the city. He's somebody that's went to LSU. We said a lot about. Do you see a situation where you think the Saints should really push towards renegotiating his contract, get him cheaper, or do you think that they should part ways with their beloved Saint?
Damn. That's a tough one because, the game is younger, right? My dog been in there holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm in the middle. You know, I'm in the middle. You know, that's some things you just don't want to let go. Right. Type situation. Mm-hmm. It is time for some younger pieces to come in. Now 100%. You got to chase this. This dude the Honey Badger been banging all his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So there's so much wear and tear on the body. So I'm in the middle. I'm not opposed to it.
That's
not
fair.
Being done. You know. But I'm glad he's here.
Yeah.
I'm glad my brother here to be in the culture, to be here, and to whenever his time is up.
Yeah.
I would think it would be leaving here.
Right. Yeah, I think he wants to finish here, and he probably got a year or two left.
And that's a beautiful situation because you know, obviously, there's certain people in New Orleans that have to make these tough decisions, and I say you this: shouts out to Tyra, 7 Wall. Shouts out to De Niro, 5th Wall.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to shout myself out, 9th Wall.
Come on with it.
West Bank in the building. Hold on.
Nah, I ain't tell you that.
It all started from the South, brother. It started from the South.
Well, De Niro, man, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank y'all.
We got to get you back on here. Before we roll, we all got to take a wellness shot here.
On the spot.
On the spot, baby. So, look, a scent blend.
I got to record this, too, man.
Yeah, let's do it, baby. And while we getting together, shout out to all of our guests for coming on. We want to thank Eric Hicks for coming on, my man De Niro. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Shout out. Let's get it.
Let's
Inside
do
the
it, baby.
trenches. Wellness,
Thank
baby.
you,
We're doing ginger shot.
Don't do too much, boy.
Oh, you with
Don't do too much. Oh, your throat gonna be on fire. Jesus Christ.
Woo! I felt that, baby. Well, shots out. He didn't give me that warning, but I love that burn. Shouts out to Mark for Crescent City Ford, 6121 Jefferson Highway, Harahan. Hit up Fleet Manager Sheldon Jordan, 504-734-3579. If you need to hook up on if you need to hook up on an electrical vehicle, etc. I said if you're an electrician and need a new truck, Robert Wolf Construction, Elliott Security, shouts out to them. Shouts out to Montero Motors, Piccolo and Ramos, and Small Sliders Marrero. Shouts out to our new home, ESPN Baton Rouge's YouTube 104.5, and of course our brand new studio here at Loyola University in New Orleans. For De Niro, for CL Nola, for Damon, for Wes, for Spin, my man UP, all our folks, all of our sponsors. Thank y'all so much. Eric, for you coming on the show. Look, y'all, we're going to be back next Monday. Same time, same place. Y'all be blessed. Hello, somebody. It's Inside the Trenches, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.